The Tale of the Lost Dells. In the gloom of the early morning, the blundering traveler named Burin found himself deep in the mysterious dells of Eriador. Every step taken struck a sense of weariness into his very bones, casting a shadow over his resolve. With a toothsome smell of morning dew and fresh grass mingled in the air, he felt a strange mixture of hope and despair. The path ahead seemed endless and fraught with unknown perils. Burin had set out from the riverbanks of the Bruinen, a dry journey along the ragged terrain filled with potholes and twisted tree roots. He was heavily laden, his rucksack full of provisions and keepsakes from his homestead. His task was simple but vital: to find the ancient artifact known in legend as the Heart of Eriador. This relic was said to be hidden deep within the dells and fraught with perilous trials. As he strode deeper, his footsteps slow and cautious, he saw the signs of an ancient civilization: crumbling arches, faded carvings, and fallen columns. The air became hotter, as if some forgotten forge still smoldered beneath the earth's surface. He plucked up his courage, pushed through bushes, and scrambled out of ravines in search of his prize. But this resolve was often tempered by moments of weariness, when dark thoughts clouded his mind. One day, Burin entered a wide grotto with a shimmering pool at its center. Crystal clear water cascaded from a natural spring, creating a serene sound that placated his troubled mind. For a brief moment, he forgot his quest and lay down, savoring the peace. Just as he was about to drift into unconsciousness, he heard a loud roar from the cave's depths. With a heavy sigh, he rose to his feet and stepped cautiously toward the sound. In doing so, a small critter with ragged whiskers ran across his path and into the shadows. "Blimey!" Burin muttered under his breath, as he shook off the fear and pressed on. The cave opened into a narrow tunnel that grew hotter and more claustrophobic the deeper he went. Suddenly, Burin blundered into a vast cavern, aglow with the light of molten lava. There, amidst the bleak expanse of stone and fire, lay a dragon sleeping atop a heap of treasure. Its scales were singed, and its breath reeked of ancient smoke. In a desperate attempt to placate the beast, Burin discarded his heavy bag, hoping the toothsome smell of his provisions would distract it. Stealthily, Burin began his scramble out of the cavity, eyeing a large barrel nearby that he thought might serve as a hiding place. Laden with both fear and excitement, Burin edged closer, each step measured and silent. Just as he was within arm's reach of the barrel, the dragon stirred and sniffed the air. With a gasp, Burin darted away, diving behind a large tree trunk at the entrance of another tunnel. He could hear the dragon moving about, making a terrible racket as it searched for the source of the disturbance. He had to find another way to escape, but every path seemed more dangerous than the last. Finally, he decided to scramble out as quickly as he could. Emerging from the tunnel, Burin found himself at the edge of a sheer cliff. Below lay the ancient city of Enumenes, its majestic towers and arches long turned to ruins. In the distance, he could see the shimmering Lake Evendim, but there was no direct path down. Just when he thought all hope was lost, a flutter of wings caught his eye. An eagle, enormous and majestic, swooped down, offering him a ride. Burin climbed onto its back, thanking the fates for this unexpected bargain. The eagle soared over the cliffs and the remnants of Enumenes, heading towards the distant peaks. Finally, Burin descended into another forest, where he found a small hut built with care and love. The hut's porch had been worn by time and elements, but its coziness remained. A wise old woman, the keeper of the dells, greeted him. She offered him crocks of warm stew and home-baked bread, allowing him to rest and regain his strength. "Why do you seek the heart of Eriador?" she asked, her eyes piercing yet kind. Burin told her of his quest, and she nodded solemnly, her gaze turning to the vast, ancient map hanging on the wall. "Its power is not for mortals," she sighed, "but perhaps your heart is noble enough to bear its weight." During his stay, Burin found the dells fraught with hidden beauty and countless wonders. The ancient being guarded the entrance to hidden dungeons where treasures and secrets awaited. With each step, Burin's resolve hardened, his wearied heart finding inner strength. The tale spoke of luminous stones and guardians that would test his mettle. One night, following his intuition and the old woman's guidance, he ventured into a secret passageway beneath the hut. The air was thick, the darkness almost tangible, but he was undeterred. He stumped through the passages, each turn a new mystery. Burin's heart raced as he encountered traps and mechanisms, but he navigated them with wit. After what felt like an eternity, he found himself in a magnificent chamber. At its center lay a pedestal, atop it, the shining heart of Eriador. It was the most splendid jewel he had ever seen. But before he could approach it, an apparition appeared, a former guardian, tired and frail. "You must prove your worth," the apparition intoned. Burin's heart fraught with doubt, stepped forward and declared his intention not for power, but for the welfare of his people. The apparition smiled, its form dissolving, leaving the heart unguarded. Burin clasped it, feeling its warmth and light envelop him. With the heart securely in his possession, Burin made his way back to the hut. The eagle awaited him, and together they soared back, crossing the bleak landscape with purpose. Villages beneath them teemed with life, people grazing their cattle, children playing, and hope renewed. Upon his return, Burin was hailed as a hero, his deeds etched into the annals of history. The heart of Eriador brought prosperity, restoring balance to the land. And so, the Dells remained a mystical place, a testament to ancient times, a haven for those who sought more than just riches but enlightenment and purpose in the gloom. Thus, the blundering traveler who once ventured into the unknown had become a legend, his story told in the whispers of the wind and the rustling of leaves. Amid the trials and tribulations, he found not just a treasure, but the very essence of Eriador's spirit, an unending source of courage and compassion for the ages. So, as dawn breaks over the ancient dells, it is a quiet reminder that within the wearied soul lies the power to overcome, to forge new paths and create legacies that will endure through time.